So you've probably been hearing the term SPHCBA thrown around, and maybe you're feeling a little lost about where to even begin. Well, don't worry. In the next few minutes, we're going to crack this thing wide open, turn that confusion into confidence, and show you exactly how to create a project you'll actually be proud of. Let's dive in. Here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the absolute basics. What even is this thing? Then we'll get into the fun part, picking a topic that you actually find interesting. After that, we'll break down the 4 key actions that are the backbone of the whole project, share some killer tips for success, and finally, we'll pull back the curtain on how it's all graded.
Okay, let's start with the big one. What exactly are we talking about when we say SFE CBA?
Right? You know it's some kind of project, but what does it really ask you to do? Let's get right into it. Okay, so here it is in a nutshell. The SPHCBA is your chance to really dig into a health or well-being topic that you care about. But here's the key. It's not just about learning stuff, it's about doing stuff. You're going to research it, report on what you find, and then, this is the important bit, take some kind of action to spread the word. Let's talk rules of the game. First up, this is your project, and your project alone. It's an individual thing. It should take you about 6 hours of class time to complete, and critically, your topic has to link up with at least 2 different strands of the SPHE curriculum. We'll look at what those are in just a second.
All right, moving on to what is, honestly, the most important decision you're going to make, choosing your topic. Getting this right makes everything else so much easier.
Seriously, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. The entire project is going to feel less like work and more like an adventure if you pick something you are genuinely curious about. Trust me on this one. So where do these amazing topics come from? Well, think of these 4 SPHE strands as your menu. You've got everything from self-esteem and relationships to making healthy choices about stuff like sleep or vaping, all the way to emotional well-being and how to handle stress. The possibilities are huge. And this is how you can mix and match from that menu. See? You could look at how social media, that's strand 2, affects our mental health, which is strand 4. Or connect the science of sleep with our overall well-being. This is the key, linking 2 different areas to create a really focused, interesting project. Okay, so you've picked a topic that you're fired up about. Awesome. Now what? Well, your entire project is going to be structured around 4 simple key actions. Let's break them down. This is it, your whole project roadmap in just 4 words. Research, report, reflect, and action. These 4 steps are the pillars that will hold up everything you do from here on out. First up, research. Now, this is more than just a quick Google search 5 minutes before class. It's about being a detective, hunting down information that's actually reliable, figuring out what's important, and starting to piece together what it all means. Next, you report. This is your chance to show off what you've learned. And the cool part is, you can get creative here. You could build a slide deck like this one, design a poster, record a podcast, whatever you want. The goal is just to share your findings in a way that's clear and interesting. And now we get to what might be the most powerful part of the entire project. Reflect. This is where you just pause. You take a step back and think, okay, why does this actually matter? What was my biggest takeaway? And how could this change things for me personally? And finally, action. This is what makes the CBA so unique. You have to actually do something to raise awareness. Now, this doesn't have to be a massive campaign. It could be as simple as making a survey for your friends, creating an infographic to share, or presenting your findings to your class. It's all about taking your knowledge and putting it out into the world. So, you know the what and the how. Now let's get into a few pro tips that will help you take your project from good to great. These tips are pure gold. First, keep track of your sources. You'll thank yourself later. When you're online, be skeptical. Make sure your sources are legit. Don't be afraid to get creative with how you present your findings. And maybe the best tip of all, keep a little journal as you go. Just jot down thoughts and ideas. It will make the reflection part 1,000 times easier. And to help you with that reflection, here are the exact questions you should be asking yourself. Why this topic? What was your best source and why? What's the one big thing you learned? And the million-dollar question, how can you use this in your own life? Actually answering these in your project is a surefire way to show you've really thought about it. Okay, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, the assessment. I know, not the most exciting part, but understanding how this is graded is the key to knowing exactly what you're aiming for. And the best part is, it's not some big secret.
Your teacher uses a very clear guide called the Features of Quality. This document spells out precisely what they're looking for at every level, from exceptional all the way down. Take a close look at this. Do you see the pattern here? As you go up the grades, sure, the research gets better, but look at the language around reflection. It goes from some evidence to good to insightful. That right there, that word insightful, is the real game changer. That's the secret sauce. So if there's one thing you need to know about getting a higher grade, it's this. You have to move beyond just listing the facts you found. The goal is to show that you've thought deeply about what it all means to you. That's what insightful personal reflection is all about. It's about connecting the dots. And that's pretty much it. That's the SHPE CBA decoded. Remember, this isn't just another assignment. It's a genuine chance for you to explore something you care about and maybe even make a small difference. You can absolutely do this. You've got this. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. We've been talking all about taking action. So, after all this, what's one simple action, big or small, that you could take today to improve your own well-being? Give it some thought. Thanks for tuning in.